I'm sure that the people who promote cure mean well. I'm sure they do. I don't think that they're aware of the hurt and the damage that prolonged mentality can cause families. And I wish there was a way to educate that group, a group that promotes cure, to let them see the downside of that mentality chronically over years and how that can have not a good outcome sometimes. I don't know how to do that, but I wish we could. Every family deserves to be in whatever mindset they're in at that time of the diagnosis. And if that's the mindset that they need to be in, that's the mindset that they're going to be in, and I'm not going to change that. I don't want to change that. What I want to do is just make sure we have a long-term relationship, because that's what I've seen too, is that time is a gentle, gentle teacher in these situations, and that over time most families and providers together come to a recognition of what we're going to have. Are we going to have a lot of progress? Are we going to have less progress? What's our rate of progress going to be? I feel like I'm pretty cautious and gentle early on if families are very much in that mindset. I mean, if a family says to me, well, we want the cure, I'll tell them that. There's not, you need to know that medical science does not recognize a cure today, that there's never been one demonstrated consistently across populations. It doesn't exist. I will absolutely share that kind of data if a family comes right out and uses that word. Usually they don't. Usually it's a little bit more gentle.
So will there ever be a cure?
I think there will be, but the work towards cure is quite extensive. I think there will be really effective treatments for certain populations that we identify. I think when we get better at segmenting this population and understanding this type and that type, the good thing about autism awareness is that we've really grown our population and understood the reach of this population. The bad thing is that we have this huge population of kids, and we're not really good at defining subsets within that population. I mean, we'll say somebody's high functioning or somebody's more severe, but we don't know what the scientific underpinnings of those segments are. And when we understand that, then I think we'll be able to target some treatments and move towards cure. Recently, I've been thinking more in terms of diagnostic shift. And I think that's a very fair way to describe the progress that some children have, is that they shift over time out of this diagnostic category. They still might have some residual something or other, don't we all? But it's manageable. It's a little bit of ADHD or anxiety or something. But that's doable, and that child has shifted along this continuum that we call autism or autism spectrum. I think that's much closer. I think that we're experiencing that right now with kids. We're seeing kids shift and move along the continuum. And so if one end of that continuum someday is cure, then yeah, I think we can be there. But I think we've got some shifting to do along this line before we get to cure.